Alrighty, fellas. Good morning. My name is Patrouski, and welcome to day 23 of PokeMMO Shiny Wars. And I don't mean to be dramatic when I say that this might be one of the most important days of the entire event. This marks a huge turning point in the event. We have a massive leaderboard update to talk about today. Let's just jump into it. This is using the upgraded leaderboards. It's a fan community website that actually shows in live time the changes. I like this site because it also shows how close each team is. And as we can see near the top, you see that ETG is only 186 points ahead of Eclipse. Eclipse has been grinding and crawling and scraping and working as hard as they possibly can have because they took the lead from 500 all the way down to plus 186. And it's crazy because there were times where Eclipse was 500 points ahead of ETG, if I recall correctly, at least 300 points ahead of ETG. And now you're telling me it's flip-flopped to the point where we've had one team 500 points ahead, we've had that same team 500 points behind, and now we're back to a 200 point or less ball game. Shiny War is just getting exciting, boys. It's just the final week. We're in crunch time. We're in the final 5 days or so. This is where the legends will be written in stone. Okay, this is where things are finalized. Who is rank 1? Who is rank 2? Who is top 10? All of that is about to be decided this week. Now, next up, in 10th place, as you can see, there has been some moves. Much love to my fellow team, not teammates, but like fellow respected PokeMMO players that I love, man. I've been rooting for them. Team Cinema from Team Synergy, they have unfortunately fallen to 11th place. And it is not over. Do not count them out. But it's a big move, man. It's a big move, and it's a really big deal. The fact that MN team has overtaken and the top 10 has shifted within the final 5 days or so, 6 days or so of Shiny War. My team is not safe. We do not feel safe. We never feel safe. We have to keep grinding, keep going, and we're making a big final push, okay? They're trying to come for us, too. MN is not done with Cinema. They're trying to come for us, too. Thankfully, we're at least 134 points ahead of them, but that's not enough. That's not enough. They're only 11 points ahead of Team Cinema. So that, dude, down to the final hour of Shiny War, the top 10, who's in the top 10, who gets that illustrious costume Charizard will be switching. Which is, it's literally going to come down to the final wire, dude, the final hours of the event, okay? Now, I do have to talk about my schedule because I've been making a massive push. I have some Black White 2 news we'll talk about. But first things first is my massive push because I've been playing a little bit of PokeMMO, okay, and I'm pretty proud of it, okay. I got to glaze my own accomplishments / talk about my final push because we're pushing for our team. I'm now back up to 12,000 encounters on my 10th shiny hunt. I did hit another shiny, my 9th shiny, Pro Gunk at 36,000 encounters. We went dry again. My overall rate is still somewhat dry. It's not that bad. My overall rate during Shiny War, I believe, is somewhere around 36,000 encounters per shiny, which is a bit rough when the rate should be 1 in 27k. But you know what? Someone has to go a little unlucky. I'm honestly fine with it being me. I'm okay with that, right? My total encounters, I'm at 328,000 total encounters. I believe that I'm ranked 2 on my team. I believe that I have the second most encounters on my team as a motherfucking Iron Man with limited Leppa berries and free shunting for a fair bit of war. Now, I don't have to do eggs. This is not a slight towards my team. I don't have to do eggs. I don't have to worry about a lot of other things. I've had my brain off. I've just been hunting. I'm lucky enough to be able to stream this game. There's so many factors. It's not a slight towards my team. It's more of just like, I'm proud. I'm proud, and it's more of a, hopefully, a showing of people who didn't think that I had it in me still. I had people before Shiny War saying that I'm not a real grinder, saying that I'm unk, saying that I'm too old. I had people saying it. And I hope that I can prove, you know, some of the haters, you're never going to prove them wrong. But I hope that I can show some people that I've still got it. Good old Unk Patrouski can still pull some crazy shifts because recently my schedule has been over the past 5 days or so. 5 days, I've lost track. Everything's blending together. I'm feeling good right now. I slept 7 to 8 hours last night. My schedule for the past 5 days or so has been, I repeat, play PokeMMO for 22 hours, and then I slept for 2. And then I played for 16 more hours on top of that. I then slept for 7 hours after that crazy session. Played for 24 hours straight, slept for 2.5 hours, and played for 16 more hours. I then slept for 6 hours and played for 35 hours straight. The difference of playing 24 hours straight versus 35, I can attest, is insane. That 35-hour streak was one of the hardest things I've done in gaming in at least 5 years. That was one of the hardest things I've done in quite a while. But I managed to play for 35 hours straight. And then I slept for 2.5 hours and woke up and played for 4 more hours and went back to bed and slept for 7.5 hours. And now I'm here. That brings us here. Okay. So I'm ready to game. I've had some good sleep. I'm coming off of a 36 hour session or so. I didn't get the exact time, but that was an intense push. That was an intense push, man. Another 35 to go. I don't know if I could do that again before the end of war, but I definitely could do a few 24 hours. And just to remind you guys, unfortunately, for better or for worse, my content and my streams are taking a back foot. What's most important to me is placing top 10 and doing well in Shiny War. I have to prove myself. I care about the game and I care about my journey more than I care about my bottom line and my content, at least for now, for the next 5 days, you know? And we'll get to a lot of content prioritization once Shiny War is over. I'm currently on pace for 480 hours played within Shiny War. That is 120 hours a week for 4 weeks. And while all of this has been happening, while I sleep deprived as much as I have, while I've pushed as hard as I have over the past 5 days, keep in mind, Black White 2 was announced. I was in my peak Shiny War performance period, all while Black White 2 was announced, which is why those videos were so sloppy. And so I think they're just quick little announcement videos, thankfully. But I was like, I could barely speak. I was having a hard time speaking coherently during those videos. But anyways, on to more stream recap stuff and Black White 2 information. Speaking of Black White 2, it's been confirmed. I have a video coming out probably a day before the recap and a day after this live stream, talking about everything we know about Black White 2 so far. And we can confirm Black White 2 will be a separate region. It will not just be an overlay onto current Unova. It will be a separate region. Players will be able to experience both of them on the same character, and they will be distinguished as both past and future variants of Unova, which I think is really interesting. This matters a ton for things like gym reruns, trainer reruns, potential berry farming. It matters a ton. So there's still like some other ways they could implement that in a unique way, but that's a big deal. It's a big deal that it's been confirmed as a separate region. One other thing I wanted to mention was that recently we saw a rotation in Altering Cave that had Nincadas, okay? That's pretty cool, Patrouski. Nincadas in Altering Cave. All right. Are any of these from Altering Cave? I don't know if I can find one. I don't know if anybody's catching an Altering Cave right now. Let's see if I can find one, though. Literally nobody was catching them, it seems like. Let's see. Is this one Altering Cave? Okay, here we go. We got one Nincada caught in Altering Cave, okay? What's important about these Nincadas, it was brought to my attention, is they're very high level. Pokemon's catch rate don't change based on their level. It's the same catch rate, right? To my knowledge, in PokeMMO. These Nincadas, they don't have to learn any moves. You can just level them up a little bit faster. You can use an XP charm. You have to do like XP candy large or whatever. Someone was talking to me. These Nincadas could potentially be a better way to hunt Shedinja. I could be wrong. I could be mistaken. It could be a buff to Shining Shedinja, but it depends on the total XP from level to level, to be fair. So we'll have to see. That might have been incorrect information, but I wanted to talk about it. So there is a new way to catch Nincadas and a new higher level Nincada available in the wild. And that was a big deal to see that available in Altering Cave. It could potentially be a good money-making method, but I don't know yet. So I have to qualify. We'll have to test that more post-Shiny War. Okay. And then finally, the final thing I wanted to mention was that I am very close to my 1,000 subscriber sub goal, which is absolutely insane. I truly thought, and I'm not trying to like just say this, like I truly thought there was no way. This was like, I almost didn't even have, it was just a throwaway thing. I truly thought there was no way this would be reached. I thought it was such like a crazy, like out there. I just wanted to have something that was, I usually like to have one sub goal that is like unreachable or like arguably unreachable. This is the first time I think in my streaming career where I set what I considered was an unreachable goal, and then you psychos actually might get me there. I'm still at 952. I don't want to count my blessings before they happen, right? My chicken, my eggs before they hatch. I still need 48 more subs, but I hope I can earn that from you guys today. If you find the content helpful throughout today's stream, consider Twitch priming, Twitch subbing, YouTube memberships, and PayPal and Venmo donations help out dramatically and allow me to push this hard, play this many hours, and stream this many hours during Shiny Wars. So thank you all so much for all your support. I couldn't be here without you, and I hope to make it up to you. That's my whole thing, is only ever support me if I've earned it from you. Number one, if my content has entertained you for enough hours to make it worth your while, like a Netflix subscription, something like that. And then on top of it, if you can afford it. Those are the two things that need to be required before you ever support me. But above and beyond support is also what allows me to be here. That is our stream recap. Thank you, Duck, for the sub. That is our stream recap intro for the day. Let's go ahead and grind some shinies and yap about this game that we love so much. There's a lot to talk about, I'm sure. It's been a pretty busy day. We have a busy week ahead of us. Dude, yeah, I told this in a previous video, but I can't believe they actually scheduled the PTS for Black White 2 September 19th. I can't believe they scheduled it so soon. Within a month? I don't know if we've ever seen something that fast. And then on top of it, usually like post PTS, the thing comes pretty quickly-ish, like within a month or so. If the PTS is on the 19th of September, I think, dude, I went from my prediction, I think we're going to get Black White 2 prior to event season. That's my guess. I bet we'll see Black White 2 in like early to mid-October. That's a full guesstimation. Please do not. That's not the dev saying that. That is just my vibe, my instinct based on my 13 years of history. Please don't take that as a fact, okay? But my guesstimate, my best guesstimate is it wouldn't surprise me if we see it released within early to mid-October. If we don't see it then, it'll probably happen post-event season. I'm thinking like March. And that was my initial guess was Black White 2 coming out in March. The fact that we're getting I thought the PTS, excuse me, would be in March. The fact that we're getting the PTS in September is ridiculous. The devs have super omega pleasantly surprised me. It is super, super, super impressive in my opinion. Dude, a massive shout out and congratulations to Rainy C. His teammates wanted to show me this. Dude, I was wondering if we would see anybody in PokeMMO get a double shiny in one horde during Shiny War. I thought, you know what, with 7,000 plus people playing, like the odds are hopefully decently high, and we have seen one. This is the only one throughout all of Shiny War, because the odds are like, I think the odds, I could be wrong, I think it's like 1 in 9.6 million or something. I always forget. It's something crazy. It's something astronomical. Prior to 2021, we had only seen like 2 or 3 of these in Pokemon history. And then ever since like 2021 and the renaissance of Pokemon 2021, 2023, we have seen more of these. We have seen like 10 to 20 of these now, which is nuts. But it's still like, that's still really rare. This like, to your friend Rainy C, this is something that's only happened to like 20 or less players in the history of Pokemon. Around that. Absolutely insane. Absolutely batshit to think about how rare this is. It's honestly a bucket list item. It's something you can't really control besides getting a ton of encounters. It's a bucket list item that one day I would love to have happen to me, but hopefully not during Shiny War is the goal. But I would love to see this on my screen one day. But congratulations today to Rainy C, double shiny Krogan. Also, Krogan being the Pokemon it happens to. Much love to you, Rainy C. This is a legendary screenshot for the 3rd annual PokeMMO Shiny War, dude. What the fuck is this story? This is the shit you can only hear during Shiny Wars, bro. I swear, bro. Paper said, I hit Shiny Charmander last night while I got evacuated for a wildfire IRL in the same hour. We're good, though. I'm glad to hear you're good. Glad to hear you're safe. What the fuck, dude? What? I'm so glad you're safe. And most importantly, congrats. Secondarily, I'm glad you're safe. Most importantly, congrats on the shiny Charmander, dude. That's insane. That's insane. That's, yeah, is that RNG evening out, chat? Is that what that is? Shiny, egg shiny in-game, fire IRL? I'm glad you're good, man. Holy 50,000 eggs has been going for it for a year. What, that is a coincidence of all coincidences. Please tell me you named it Wildfire. Dude, that is poetic. Beyond poetic. I'm really glad you're safe once again. I can't reiterate that enough. Congrats on the shiny Charmander. That Charmander will be super special for the rest of the time, dude. That is beautiful. Something absolutely nuts that the Ironman restriction has been really showing me recently is how much the free shunts hold me back. And that's something I obviously have to play around, and I have played around to let me qualify, but I'm on pace for 480 hours, okay? I only had 25k Leppas, which it took me 3 months to farm. 25k Leppas going into this, okay? That's 250 hours of Leppa shunting. So that means that I was only able to Leppas shunt for about half of the war, whereas everybody else does in like everyone to like my knowledge at the top. I don't know if there's anybody in the top 10 free shunting. Maybe a handful of people here and there, but very, very few. Very, very, very few. I probably will end up free shunting 230 hours of Shiny War. I had to free shunt a fair bit yesterday, and I've been having to free shunt again as I only have 75 hours of Leppas left. I think there's about, if I play, let's do some math. If I play 16 hours a day for the next 5 days, plus 7, 16 times 5, plus 7, yep, it's 87 hours. So, and that's only 16 hours a day, and I've been playing 18 hours a day average, or 17.7 or something like that. So the Leppa thing has been brutal, man. The Leppa situation has actually been insane. It's you also get like 20%, 25% more encounters when Leppaing. If I were to ever do this, I don't think I'm going to, but if I were to ever do Shiny War again on the Ironman account, I would have to just prep like way more Leppas, like 50,000. I think if I would recommend all players heading into the future Shiny Wars, if you intend to be a very serious player, yeah, I'd be very surprised if anyone in the top 10 is free shunting. Yeah, that's my thoughts. Prep 50k Leppas. If you want to be a top 10 serious player, you need more. 50k. I think 50k is like... Rumel said, I don't know if there's anybody in the top 50 free shunting, Pat. I think there probably is. I think top 50, but I could be wrong. I've been working my ass off to make up for it. That's the whole point of the Ironman account, is to show you guys you can still succeed in PokeMMO with disadvantage and with the chips against you, okay? The house against you. You can still succeed. It's all about the work. The Ironman is all about proving that hard work does overcome everything, okay? So put the work in, fellas, and good luck to you all. And you hope to you put the work in, and you hope to get some luck alongside your work. That's all you can do, man. Never been around for the release of a new region. Any tips to make money? My biggest thing is, this is so lame. I would just try to prioritize not making money. If you want to, go ahead. I'm going to answer your question in a quick sec. I think you might have answered it already, though, to be fair. But enjoy it, man. Like, there's so many times to make money in PokeMMO. It only happens once every few years. We've only ever seen 5 region releases in PokeMMO. This will be the 6th. Enjoy it. Have fun. Play the region alongside each other, alongside everybody else. I made the mistake when, like, I think when Unova released, there was some region that I was active during, but I didn't play. Like, I didn't do the region, and I regret it. I regret it. So I wanted to like make money and just stick to my shiny hunts and yada yada yada, and it was a massive mistake. I regret it. It's such a special experience to have that, to play that region. Okay. Yes, Black White 2 will be a new region. Yes, but the ways to make, if you want to make money, and you do before the region drops, is when I would make the money. You mentioned Sandile, Gyarados. The best storyline Pokemon sweepers are things like, you mentioned Crocodile, Gyarados, Gallade is really good with Sharpness Gallade, Porygon Z, things like that, to switch spots really quick for my shunts. But and I have a bunch of videos that cover this. Some budget ones can be Jinxes, but I don't know if you want to make money going for budget options. Like, that's better to like keep them budget / they'll probably stay budget type beat. But just, I have tons of videos. If you Google what's the best storyline Pokemon in Pokemon, I'll probably make a new one, honestly, in the next few months. Let me write that down. Making storyline mons, and specifically EV training those storyline mons up to level 20 or so. EV training them up to level 20, have them at that level 20 cap and not any higher, because then people can't use them in the early parts of the storyline. That's where you want to be, in my opinion, for making money with a new storyline release. Alrighty, fellas. The next thing that I'm about to show you guys, I have to qualify. I don't know if this is real or a fudge screenshot, especially because it's in Mandarin. I can't read it, and I don't know the details, and I can't really decipher well enough. But it might be a really big deal if it's real. Okay, if it's real is a really huge qualification. Someone is claiming to have picked up a Master Ball in the Altering Cave. Now, I have not seen a single other person claim this, which is why I'm very suspicious. I've not seen a single other person, but it could just be like super rare. I don't know, you know? And I also don't know how many people are payday pick-upping Altering Cave right now during Shiny War. Like, it very well could be real. It very well could be cap. I don't know. I just have no idea. So I want to qualify that. But they have this screenshot, which I'm assuming, I can't read it, so my apologies. I'm assuming says picked up Master Ball. And then this screenshot, which shows their inventory with a 6th Master Ball. Now, I don't know if it's photoshopped. I don't know if it's adjusted. I'm not good at stuff like that. You know, I have a hard time telling. But yeah, there's 2 screenshots of proof as opposed to 1, which is interesting. I have no idea. I don't know if this is real or not. Nah, please no. I think it's interesting. I have no problem with this. Master Balls are all untradeable anyway. I would love... I've been talking about potentially there being a new way to have extra Master Balls in PokeMMO forever. I think this is a really cool way to do it. A really rare chance to payday pick up an Altering Cave. I think it's very possible, man. I think it's really interesting. It's very possible. I would love to see it. I don't know if it's real, but that's my current thoughts. I would kind of love if it is. I think it'd be a really another cool element to payday pick up an Altering Cave. I can't wait to test payday pickup there, bro. Also, credits to Alice. My apologies. Credits to Alice for linking me those screenshots and even letting me know about that information. I wouldn't have found that without Alice. So huge shout out. Dude, I think that the 8-week catch event this year got like so overshadowed by Shiny War and stuff. A lot of people just didn't do it. I'm currently sitting at 776 points. So I need to catch like a 30-pointer in the next event. I have to make sure I do it on like the 30th or whatever coming up. I'll have to double check the date. But I have to do the week 8 and then there's the finale. If you don't know, PokeMMO's been hosting an 8-week-long catch event, a tournament-based catch event, where if you do like each week, you get qualifier points. And if you get 800 qualifier points, you get into week 9. And week 9, they're giving away like a shiny Zorua, a shiny Archon, and like some other rare shiny, plus reward points, of course. So as an Ironman account, I'm curious how many Ironman have qualified. I'm gonna be one of the few Ironman I believe that qualify, hopefully. And then looking at the spreadsheet right now, there's only 155 people who have 654 or more points, which means you would have to catch a 146 or higher, right, to qualify in the final event, which is going to be like, that could be, you might not be able to qualify. It's going to be like RNG dependent. So like basically best case scenario, or there's like 155 people that show up to this event, which means like if you made the 8-week catch event, dude, you now have a 1 in 155 chance to win a rare shiny, potentially higher. I forget if they're giving away like the extras. No. Second place gets Elitid or Yamask. Okay, first place is Zorua, Archon, or Larvesta. So if you made it, if you qualify for the 8-week event, you literally have a 1 in 150 chance to win a rare shiny, which is absolutely nuts, absolutely insane. And then second place gets an Elitid or a Yamask. And then third place gets a shiny not picked by second place. So third place actually gets an Archon, Larvesta, or Zorua as well. So, dude, it's going to be insane. It's going to be a really tight event. There's only going to be about 150 people, man. It's going to be an insane event. Good luck to everybody who's qualifying for this. I think this year will be like a really exciting one because there's so few people that qualified for it. It's going to be like way more exciting and interesting, man. Good luck to everyone in it, dude. Someone asked, what's the best balls in PokeMMO? One of the coolest parts about PokeMMO Balance, in my opinion, is that what is the best Pokeball to catch a Pokemon depends on every single situation and every single battle. Pretty much every ball in the game is like good at something. So like false swipe spore Pokeball is like the tried and true, but sometimes that's not good enough. You might need to false swipe spore Great Ball. You might need to false swipe Great Ball. You might need to false swipe spore Ultra Ball. You might want to false swipe spore Dusk Ball if you're inside of a cave. There's so much, man. Let me go check. Like, you have Timer Balls. Timer Balls are one of your best catches for alphas and legendary Pokemon. You have Dream Balls, which are really good at catching alphas and legendaries if it's not turn 11 plus yet. It so depends. It's all game knowledge and like practice and depends on what is happening in the fight. If it's post turn 11, Timer Balls are fantastic. If you're in a cave, Dust Balls. If your Pokemon's been asleep for max turns, Dream Ball. You have to have a little bit of everything. Dive Ball, Net Ball, Nest Ball for low-level catch events. Like, literally every Pokeball in PokeMMO is meta at somewhere in some situation, which I think is amazing. And it creates a lot of variety and good balance versus, like, 5 years ago in PokeMMO, the best ball in the game, by far, was Repeat Ball. Because Repeat Ball actually worked very differently. Now, the way Repeat Ball works is Repeat Ball has a base catch rate of 1.0, and it adds 0.01 for each Pokemon you catch in a row. So if you catch 15 Dittos in a row, Repeat Ball now has a base catch rate of 2.5 times, which is like the same as like a Dust Ball, right? Prior to that change in like 2023 or 2022 or whenever that was changed, maybe even as far back as 2021. Prior to that, repeat balls used to just be a flat 2.5 times catch rate if you had the Pokemon in your Pokedex. That's it. That's so repeat ball, as long as you had a complete Pokedex, repeat ball was just 2.5 times catch rate everywhere, and it was really, really, really good. Quick ball is also really good. Yeah, it's what is the best ball in PokeMMO fully depends on the type of encounter you're doing, the Pokemon, and so many other factors. It creates for really good. There's weirdly a really good Pokeball metagame within PokeMMO. Wait. Someone said, Patrouski, could you open global chat? I want to link you the Shalpha that I caught. Brother, you didn't say it was a wild secret Shalpha. Dog, what? So for reference, dude, this is insane. Getting a wild Shalpha is already really, really, really rare, right? Hitting the 1 in 30,000 chance on that exact encounter, crazy rare. Imagine hitting the 1 in 480k. Is that right? 30,000. Now it's actually, well, alpha encounters are probably affected by the boost, right? So it's actually probably a little bit better, to be fair, but like still insane. Normally 30,000 times 16. I don't think this does not boost the secret rate though. I don't think. I don't know. No, definitely not, right? This is a 1 in 480,000 encounter shiny Politoed. Absolutely insane. Absolutely crazy. Pika said with Dono and servers, with Dono and war bonus, it's like 1 in 388k. Oh, I'm sorry. Only 1 in 388k. My apologies. Oh, so it's like common, right? Yeah. That's nuts. Thank you for the math. Thank you for doing the math for me. Nicest chatter of all time. That's insane, bro. Congratulations. That's such a, like, once in a bloodline kind of shine. Not even once in a lifetime, once in a bloodline, bro. That's a beautiful shiny, man. Congratulations, dude. Dude, I have no idea how much interest there will be. I am curious to see how many people are going to try to collect as many of the costume Charizards as possible. Think about it. There's only going to be 300 of them in the entire game. Okay? There's going to be... is that right? Yeah, 10 teams. Yeah, 10 teams, 30 players. There's 300 costume Charizards coming into the game. So even if you don't win Shiny Wars or get top 10 or whatever, you can still get a Zard. And... To shiny hunt them effectively, you want 8 of them, right? I don't know how many people are going to be able to do that. Like, that feels unviable. But if a few people want to get 8 of them, I don't even know if people will be able to sell them. 300 is just so low, actually, now that I think about it. There's 300 divided by 8. And then if anyone, like, accidentally consumes one by breeding 2 together, like, only 38 players in the world, 37 players could shiny hunt costume Charizard with 8 eggs per incubator. Otherwise, you're just like, you're either filling your incubators with other Pokemon and risking not getting the Zard, or you're just like hatching less eggs at a time, which is crazy. So it's tough, man. What about individual ladder? What do they get? Shiny Wars is not really an individual activity. It's a team-based activity. That's why I've seen so many people talking about how, like, they've been like, they got crazy points or like put in a lot of hours and then the rest of their team just didn't. That's frustrating as fuck. I get that, but you also have to be classy and not be a dick about it, and, you know, like, everybody, you know, going in. The hardest part about Shiny War is organizing a proper team and making sure that everybody's on the same page. You don't want to, if you're going to play 16 hours a day, you should not be on a team with someone who can only play 2 hours a day. As long as that person tells you, like, hey man, I'm only going to be able to play like 2 to 4 hours a day. I've got a wife, I've got kids, I've got a job, you know, like, this is mostly just casual for me, all these things. Like, that's, you got to respect that. And it's one of those things, like, you have to know ahead of time, asking every single person, hey, how many hours can you play? Number one, how many Leppas do you have? How many eggs do you have? How many fossils? Like, asking for hours they plan to play, and then prep work is just so important. You've got to do it, man. Thought that individual rewards, no, not really. Thought that the main rewards are the shinies. Like, you get the shiny. That's the main thing. You can be a dick about it if it was agreed upon beforehand. Even then, you want to be classy. Like, it's hard not to. I get it. If you have a player, if you have a teammate who said they were going to play 16 hours a day and they play 4, it's pretty bad. I'm not going to lie. It's pretty bad, but you shouldn't be insulting them. There's never a place for name calling. It's one of those, like, you just express your disappointment as professionally and responsibly as possible and say, like, hey, man, you really let us down, you know? Like, you really hurt, you know? And then you got to move on and go again next year. It's just really tough. I really empathize with every war. There's always going to be situations like that. There's the same thing. Everything I'm talking about comes from my RuneScape experience. All of this happened with RuneScape. All of this exact same, this is all RuneScape experience. The same exact thing. And so I learned a lot there, and that helped me a lot in the PokeMMO space. But being on the right teams with the same goals. You have to have similar goals in mind. Also asking your teammates, are you trying to go for top 10, top 50, you know, top 3? Knowing what their goals are, or just top 100 or whatever, you know? Knowing what someone's goals are is just so important. Thank you for the raid, Mampfred. I appreciate it, gamer. Alrighty though, fellas. I randomly happened to be live for about 11 hours today. I don't know how that happened. It was just kind of vibing, having some fun, and bounty hunting in PokeMMO. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. Like the video if you did, like the stream, dislike if not, subscribe for daily PokeMMO videos. I do upload every single day. Discord's down below if you're interested in that, and if you want to go above and beyond and support the content, allow me to stream for 11 hours like this. YouTube memberships, Twitch primes, Twitch subs, PayPal and Venmo do help out a ton. But I'm gonna go hopefully get more encounters and hopefully get a shiny soon. I'm scared that I'm gonna get a shiny like right after I end stream. Hopefully that does happen, but doesn't happen. I'm not sure, but I will see you guys later, boys. For now, peace, Reno. Yo, what's up? Outro Patrouski here, and I want to take this moment to say thank you to everybody who goes above and beyond, and thank you as the viewer to making it to the end of the video. I hope it was helpful today and maybe even a little bit of fun. Thanks again for watching, and have a good one.